Hey loves, let me take you on a spiritual journey. Come spend some time and see how my ancestors guide me. Enjoy. Hey loves, and welcome back to my spiritual journey. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about boundaries. The boundaries that I set for my life with family, friends, and relationships, and what I feel like it means in my spiritual journey. Now, I've been seeing lately a lot of people, a lot of people with dealing with personal relationships as far as romantic relationships, and saying that they feel as though they've been abused in their relationships mentally, feel as though they've been abused physically, feeling as though people are walking over them or just saying that they're giving more to the relationship than the other partner is willing to give, and just feeling like they've been used and abused in that situation. And also, I've seen it in friendships too, because I've seen people saying in friendships that they were willing to give, you know, so much for their friend, and their friend wasn't willing to give that back. Not saying that you should be giving just for the sole purpose of getting back, but just saying that that person did not have the will to give back, meaning they didn't feel as though you feel as though that they didn't care as much as you cared, and they just felt like it wasn't an 100 thing, not a 50-50 thing, but an 100 thing, me giving 100% of me into the friendship, or 100% of what I have for friendship into the friendship, and you giving 100% of what you have dedicated to the friendship for the friendship. So I want to talk about that, and then also about familial relationships. I think a lot we don't set boundaries with family a lot, because we feel as though these are the people that either raised us, or cousins that we've grown up with, or friends who kind of turned into family, and we don't even look at them as friends anymore. We just look at them, this is our family, we know them our whole life, and so it's certain boundaries that we don't set with them, because they know us so well, and they know how to get in there. And and I think it's certain things that we decide for ourselves, that we shouldn't have certain boundaries with those people the way we have with other people. But I think we don't take into consideration that boundaries should come with everyone, because the boundaries aren't for the person, the boundaries are for yourself. The boundaries are a way of self-love. So even with family members, you should also have boundaries. Even with your mate, you should also have boundaries. Even with your kids, and with your friends, and whoever it is that you're in a relationship with, because every person that you come to and that comes into your life, you have a certain type of relationship with. There should always be set boundaries that enable your self-love for yourself. So in relationships, with the ones that you see that are mentally or physically abusive, what I would say in those relationships, because I've been in one that was mentally and physically abusive. And at that time, I wasn't into self-care or self-love. It was years ago, but I wasn't into self-love, I wasn't into self-care. I didn't really think very highly of myself at that time. So I had a certain set boundaries for myself, but it wasn't enough. It really wasn't enough. So I had to look back on that. I had to look back and say, okay, at first it was like, how could they do this to me? And the more I grew into loving myself, and the more I grew into realizing my self-worth, then I started changing the question from an outside position of why would they do this to me, to why would I allow it to be done? Why did I stay? Why? Well, I didn't stay long, but why why was I there long enough? Because there were signs before that encounter. There were signs of anger and aggression beforehand. So not why would I stay after the physical part, because I didn't stay after the physical part, but why would I stay as long as I did to make him feel comfortable enough to get to the physical part, I guess I would say. Why did I not have enough self-love for myself to set a boundary, to stick with that boundary, and to let it be known that it wasn't accepted by me? You know what I mean? So I started to think of things in, not in the aspect of the other person, but in the aspect of what it is that I was willing to accept for myself. So I'll ask you the same thing. If you're in that type of relationship, what boundaries do you have in your life? What boundaries that help your self love for yourself? Maybe it's a overwhelming father or mother. What boundaries have you set with them? Setting a boundary does not mean you do not love your parent. It really doesn't. It does not mean that you do not care about them, that you do not respect their decisions, that you do not think that they are a great and amazing person. It just means that whatever it is that they are wanting for your life, maybe you do not want that same thing, and you have to set a set boundary to let it be known that you have to live your life the way that you need to live it to set out for your sole purpose. In friendships, same thing. Are there certain boundaries that you're setting in your friendships that allow you to practice self-love in your friendships? Are you doing the most in your friendships? Are you enabling in your friendships? Or are you really setting certain boundaries that both people can benefit from? You know, people can only use you to the amount that you allow them to. People can only do to you what you allow them to. You have to set those boundaries for yourself. And if they really love you, they will stick to the boundaries that you set for your life. And the thing is, if they don't, if they decide not to stick to the boundaries that you set for your life, it is your choice to either allow them to not stick to that boundary and stay around, or it's your choice to not allow them to do that and to move on with your life. That is a choice that is solely up to you. But I say that to say, remember that with each choice you make, you are sending the universe a signal. You are telling them how important you are to you. If you keep choosing other people over yourself in your own life, you are sending a signal to the universe that is saying that they are more important to you in your own life. And you will keep getting the same results over again, whether it be through the same person or through another person, until you learn that lesson of self love. So, my message today is practice self love in every way possible. Know your worth, know your value, know that you are great, you are amazing, you are loved by Source. Love yourself. Much love. Be blessed. Hey loves, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that post notification bell so you can be updated when I post future content.